Good morning. Happy Monday. This week we are shifting to the once a week meditations, and this week we are diving into the concept, the theme of integrity. And today's meditation that is going to guide us through the full week is on the kind of duality of authenticity versus attachment. And I'll wait till people start to arrive and then kind of go a little bit more into it. Hi, Erin. Good morning. And good morning, Laura. Good morning, everybody who's able to join either live or on replay. Thank you so much. And thank you for being so gracious with me as I shift from a daily meditation offering to once a week. I appreciate your understanding there. And I also really appreciate you still showing up and still being part of this community. I'm definitely going to make sure that you're still supported throughout the week and kind of follow through with the weekly theme. So this week's theme, as I was just starting to share as we were gathering, is on integrity. And the end of last week, I posted a video on that, on what integrity really means to me and kind of what gets in the way of integrity. So integrity to me means that we are expressing ourselves as honestly as possible in this present time. So that changes. You know, our integrity, you can't just speak your truth once and then expect that it is now honored. That's it. That's all the work that you have to do. It's actually an ongoing, unfolding process. And so to be in integrity, it's almost a continual check-in of what is true for me now. And you ask that question and then you respond to it. But it really takes a meditative state to get there, to get to the answer, to get to the understanding of what actually is true for me right here, right now. And I was struggling with this back in December when I was, there was just something off in a relationship that I had. And I was speaking with my counselor about this, and she said, the secret to happiness is integrity. And I was like, well, great, but what the fuck does that mean? Like, what is integrity? What does it mean to be in integrity? And so we chatted about it and kind of went back and forth. And then she invited in an ongoing inquiry for me so that I could come to that answer on my own. And that's how I work, and that's what I share, because I genuinely believe that all of the answers are within us, are within that expression of integrity of what is true for us. But I didn't know that at the time. So I was asking this question over and over again at different points. Like anytime I was feeling a bit unsettled, I would ask that question. What does it mean to be integrity right now? What am I not saying? What am I not feeling? What do I need to say? And what is true for me right now? Good morning, Sherry. And so asking these questions, I really started to see that it changed. It changed continuously throughout the day, throughout the week, depending on my cycle, depending on the moon, depending on what was going on outside of me. And that was a little bit unsettling to begin with, because when we are, constantly shifting to express ourselves in a way that is unfolding, you have to have a lot of courage. You have to have a lot of courage to speak that truth in an ongoing way and be willing to change and be willing to continue that conversation. And for me, I really am not a huge fan of conflict. I'm learning to be with it because it's necessary to explore this. But what I found is that at the core of why I kind of turned away from integrity is this duality of authenticity versus attachment. And I spoke to this in that video last week, and I speak to it in the podcast that will be released today. So authenticity really is what it means to share from this space of integrity, to be in integrity with what is, and to express yourself in this authentic way, in this true to you way. And where it was butting up for me, where I was turning away from integrity and expressing from authenticity, was whenever it would challenge my intimate relationships. Good morning, Paula. And so these intimate relationships are my attachment relationships. It's what helps me feel safe and secure in this world. And it's essential to my mental, physical, spiritual health. But what I was doing was I was choosing attachment over authenticity. So I was choosing to really protect or insulate those intimate relationships from my truth, from my authenticity, because I was scared that it would rock the boat, that it would cause upset, conflict, that I would have to deal with the potential feelings of loss of that relationship. And that's scary as fuck. Like that's really scary because that like challenges that really deep innate need for attachment. Our we are we are social beings and we crave attachment. It's just part of being human. It's part of this physical, emotional, spiritual experience. And so what we're going to move through in our meditation is looking at how important authenticity is for those attachment relationships, for creating a secure attachment relationship. I'll share this in the group, but there is a really great book called Attached that talks about the three different attachment styles: anxious, avoidant, or secure. And so we're going to look at what it means to be in a secure attachment relationship. And in order for us to be in that secure attachment relationship, we need authenticity. So it's not a versus, it's not an or, it's not authenticity or attachment. It is authenticity and secure attachment. That's what you need for a secure attachment. So in our meditation, we're going to explore this a little bit. And I've also been reading for I don't know how many, like the millionth time, The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. I highly, 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 highly recommend this. And it's such a powerful book. And so Singer talks about how when we come up against feelings that are difficult, or those elements that challenge our attachment relationships, that our natural inclination is to turn away from, is to close our heart, to turn away from any of the fear or the anxiety or the sadness or the difficulty that comes with that. And that the challenge, the process, the unfolding is all about actually leaning into and opening your heart. So in the face of anxiety, opening. And again, this challenges that fear of loss of attachment, of being rejected. But what's on the other side of that is freedom. Like that's what we're seeking. And so in this meditation, as we explore this authenticity and attachment, I invite you to lean in with an open heart and to feel your way through. So if there are uncomfortable feelings that arise, like I'm feeling them right now. When I explore something, I get into the emotions of them. And I've been feeling into the emotions of like a challenged or a difficult attachment relationship. And so, yeah, just feel that. And let's create a safe space together to hold anything that comes up and then lean into it with open heart. Okay, so let's move into meditation together. So, if you'd like to find your seat of meditation, find a position that's really comfortable for you and also allows you to have a nice long spine so that you can soften into the practice and keep your energetic channels really wide open, flowing. So as you arrive in your posture of meditation, in your practice, let's set up this container of safety. Let's set up the container of compassion, of kindness, of gentleness, of willingness to be with. And so I invite you to draw your awareness, your attention to your heart, and start to really breathe into your heart space. Warming into this space that holds all acceptance. that really holds those feelings of warmth, those feelings of love, those feelings of security, of safety, of openness, of non judgment, loving kindness. And breathe compassion into this space. So, welcome in the compassion that exists outside of you in the universe, in divine space. So, as you inhale, bring that in to help fan that flame within you, to help really enliven the compassion that you already have in your heart space. Really warm this heart space up. So I feel this as an energetic warmth, as a heat, a tingling, an opening, an expansiveness. And as you continue to breathe, so keep breathing this into your heart space, this compassion, this loving kindness. And as you exhale, start to feel this compassion, this loving kindness spread out in all directions from your heart center. So you're feeling that warmth, that glow of compassion, glow brighter and brighter. So spreading further and further from your heart to fill your entire physical form. And when you've reached the edges of your physical body, you can start to extend beyond slightly to fill the edges of your energetic body. So, in this way, we are establishing a container of safety, of compassion, of willingness to be with. So that when we explore, when we inquire into, when we receive insights in our meditation, that we have the ability to hold our revelations, our realizations. And even if difficult or uncomfortable feelings or memories arise, that we have this container of safety to hold, to really be with, and to provide a safe space. And so we're going to begin the inquiry of this meditation by asking the question, where am I currently out of integrity? Where am I out of integrity? Where am I not expressing my truth in this present moment? So you can ask yourself what is true for me, and just notice which areas are out of integrity, where you are not expressing truth. So remember to continue to breathe in this compassion, to continue to fuel this container of safety, of loving kindness. As we inquire into this, where am I out of integrity? This is just a simple process of noticing, allowing whatever needs to arise to be brought forward without judgment. So hold this inquiry and whatever answers arose for you. And now we're going to inquire a little bit further into this, into where we shifted out of our ability to be in integrity. So, where is it that we stepped away from this integrity? So, if we are out of integrity right now, if there is a part of our life where we are not expressing honestly, when did we shift? When did we begin being out of integrity? Look for the most recent time, but usually this actually goes so much deeper. So, as an example, if in an intimate relationship you're out of integrity with sharing your true feelings about something, usually it happened very long ago that you stopped sharing yourself honestly. So, whether it's in this relationship or you can track it all the way back to childhood, just notice when it is that you stepped out of integrity for the first time in this way. Remember that we're holding a safe container for this inquiry. We're holding compassion and grace to be with these experiences that can feel difficult, that can bring up emotions that are challenging. Hmm. And now, with a soft and open heart, as Michael Singer shares, to be with needs an open heart. So be with these difficult emotions with that open heart. Lean into it, lean into the inquiry. And now let us inquire into how we can reclaim this integrity. How can we step forward into our truth to sharing authentically? How can we honor our attachment relationship, our intimate relationships, the relationships that help to nourish us by speaking our truth, by being authentic? How can we honor our relationships by being authentic? So remember to keep breathing into your heart space, fanning those flames of compassion, holding the container of safety, holding the container of compassion, of loving kindness, of non judgment, of complete acceptance. And as these answers are revealed to you, just notice through the coming day and week how you are given the opportunity to be in integrity, how you can step more fully into integrity. And anytime you're feeling this disconnect, this out of alignment with your authentic expression, just know that you have the ability to choose integrity, to open your heart to any of the fears, the worries, the concerns about sacrificing or causing issue with your attachment relationships. Know that you have the ability to make a shift here, that you can step into integrity while honoring your attachment relationships. So just keep asking that same question, how can I be in integrity in this moment? Invite that inquiry up throughout the week and notice what arises for you. Notice what shifts happen and notice any times that you feel that you want to close your heart. This is all about being curious. Let's return our awareness now fully to our heart space, where we shift into the energy of gratitude for the work that we've done, the exploration, the inquiry, the willingness to look at things that can feel difficult. And gratitude for this practice in community, for this safe space where we can explore some of these deeper truths. May this gratitude, this warmth of connection follow you through the rest of your day and the week to come. Namaste. So when you feel ready, you can start to come back to this space, maybe wiggling fingers and toes, shifting into the body a bit, starting to feel into your physical form, hearing sounds outside of you, and then when you're ready, lifting your gaze and coming back to this space. Mm. So this was a really simple meditation that we went through, and it's something you can absolutely do at any time. So I'm doing this a lot right now because with so much uncertainty going on around us, um, I think it's here to really show us where we are out of integrity and how to be back in integrity with self. And if we're not paying attention, if we're not kind of doing that work of inquiry, it can feel like we're taken along for a pretty intense ride, like we are being pulled in all sorts of directions. I had a really strange situation arise on Saturday where I had a family member express something to my partner that was really out of integrity, like really, really hurtful and like borderline abusive. And I'm just noticing that I'm so much more reactive right now than I ever am. And my personal practice is being in community with you and being in these meditative inquiries has helped me beyond what I can even express, because even though I was being really reactive, I knew that I had the tools to inquire into and find out, what is going on here and what's my part to own and how can I be in integrity. And so, yeah, to reveal just a small bit, like for integrity for me was to, call out the bad behavior and basically say, this is unacceptable. And it was really hard for me because I value family, but it brought up some really beautiful realizations, and my heart began to open as I realized that I was holding a deep-seated limiting belief about family, that family was important above all else. And I was taught that really early on in my family of origin because we have a really big family. And I realized in that moment that it is never okay to sacrifice my authenticity or integrity in service of family, and that I've actually caused harm in the past because of that. So I spent the whole weekend feeling really expansive, like, that on the other side, when I was saying on the other side is freedom, that's what I mean. Like you start to expand into it. You start to, like, all of these new realizations happen. Your mind softens. There's new possibility. It's no longer a roadblock, like a full stop. You start to see other ways through. And yeah, so I can kind of now just let that stay with that family member. And I don't even need to own that anymore, but I also don't need to interact with them. I don't need to think that family comes first. So it was a really fascinating exploration. So throughout this week, I'll keep calling you back to this theme, and we're going to find a way through together in keeping this engagement really strong and giving you a platform for starting to share your truth. So that's what I spoke to last week, is this this Facebook group that we're cultivating. I genuinely want it to be a space of inspiration, a space where you feel called to share what is seeking to express through you, what is in your authentic expression that is in integrity. And with that, we'll create this beautiful mosaic of people coming together that are there to support and uplift each other. So we'll see how that kind of unfolds. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open. I've got a whole bunch of things floating around, and so we'll start the conversation this week. So thank you so much for being in practice with me once again, and thank you for honoring this shift to once a week meditation on Mondays. It's such a beautiful way to start the week. There was no other option. Monday's perfect. So thank you. Have a beautiful day, and we'll connect very, very soon.